So welcome back, guys. This is Nick up here at Maple Motors in Hendersonville, Tennessee, and today we're walking around a 1968 GTO Convertible. This one here is a 400 under the hood. It's also got power steering set up. Really nice, clean car all the way around. Was doing the test drive and it was coming out excellent. Definitely check that out. That way you know any kind of flaws that may consist with this ride. We do this with every car on the lot. Check us out at maplemotors.com. They have close to 100 detailed pictures. We have wheels, tires, parts, accessories. We also have financing and shipping available. We ship all over the country. And of course, today in this video, we're gonna be walking around looking for any kind of rust, chips, scratches, dents, anything you might need to know before you send us money to buy this car. This is how we sell them right here. If I see something wrong, that's just what it is. We don't fix these cars, we just flip them. Buying, selling, and tell you all the flaws. We're gonna get started up here in the front. So far so good. Let's look around this. It's got some road chips. You see the little specks around the front end. There's a spot right there in the paint. And the nose has a little spot in the middle of it. There's a couple little cracks up top here. Zoom in on them. Little chips. It is not in perfect shape. Little scratch there. Spot in the paint there. There's some small chips on this car that I didn't really notice until I got up close and looked. It looks like a very small crease right here. It's in the paint. It may not stand out in the camera. It's very, very light. We're gonna start on the lower portions first. That's what I like to do. And we'll come back to midsection. There's some bubbles popping up in the corner of that door. Right here as well. Touch-up mark. We've also got some more bubbles in the corner back here. Coming on up over the fender. Some touch-up marks there. There's a little dimple inside the back quarter panel there. Dual exhaust out the back, and I went ahead and opened the trunk and stuff so I'm not fumbling the camera around with the keys and everything. So little spot in the paint there, and there. Coming back to midsection. Pretty good shape. Edge of that door's been touched up. Door handle's nice and clean. Doesn't look like it has a lot of pitting on it. Got some touch-up marks right there in the middle of the panel. Stripe right here has got a little piece missing. Coming down the top section, just spot in the paint, a little scuff here. Up around the window looks great. All the trim looks nice and clean, fairly new. Sometimes there's rust issues up in here, and this looks good. Vent window's nice and clean. You got a touch-up mark here. Also got a little spot there. The jam around the trunk, it's got some paint missing, some little chips. The weather stripping on the trunk is older, still soft, but definitely could be replaced in the shape that it's in. Trunk lid looks pretty good. You've got a convertible top boot back here that I haven't put on. I just left the lot. If you watch the test drive video, you can see the top going up and down. go ahead and lift this up, put it over here, and flip this mat, see what we're talking about here. Okay, that was the whole mat. Do have a little bit of moisture getting down below the mat. I don't see it wet right now, but you can tell it has happened before. The trunk still looks pretty solid. This looks like a lot of surface rust here. And we do have undercarriage shots. We'll be giving you some undercarriage shots in this video as well, and in the test drive, with a light showing the undercarriage. Coming down with the trunk lid. Gotta shut it firm in order to shut it. Dual exhaust out the back. Back bumper looks nice and new, and so does the exhaust tips. They look clean. You've got a little spot here that has been touched up at some point. Coming over the trunk here. The spot there. Kind of a thin spot in the paint there. And some cracking on the back. Coming down the lower portion, same little dimple on this side. Scratch. Some imperfections there on the back end. Looking at the doors, a few little bubbles trying to come through on the corner there, on your common areas. Coming up over this fender here, there's a light scratch right there. And coming down, picked up some dirt on the test drive, didn't we? Coming down the midsection. You got some touch-up marks in the door. Light scratch, no. I'll wipe that off. Some dust. Fairly good on the midsection there. Let's see the top. Got some chips up here in the nose. Of course, under the hood's nice and clean. We're gonna jump on the interior now. Go ahead and get her started. We'll shut this hood down, check it out, and get you some undercarriage shots. So let's move on. So since we got the top down, I noticed when I was rolling up all the windows, or rolling them down, they're nice and smooth. Somebody has greased these tracks and made it very easy to work the windows. Back seat is in great shape. As you can see, that's the light that I lay up under the car. Carpet's in pretty decent shape in here. We'll get into more detail here in just a second. The top, can use some new seals on the top, but for the most part I haven't seen any water in the interior. Seat's in decent shape. There's some wear down here on the bottom. Go ahead and place your bets. Do you think the horn works? That's a little game we like to play on the channel. You can see the carpet looks pretty good. Door panel is in good shape. It's got a little crack right there on the armrest and a little bit of fading right there by the emblem. Looking around the jam here, weather stripping's kind of tore up on the bottom, but for the most part, solid. Under the door, jams, same way. And I do have detailed pictures of this ride. If any of these of this video gets dark on you, there's probably a picture of that spot. Just jump on over to maplemotors.com and check that out. Sometimes when it's nice and sunny out here, I don't have to worry about it, but I also can't see the screen when I'm recording. So going ahead and starting her up. I hear a little bit of an exhaust noise under there. It's coming from right under the driver. Probably about right in this area. If you listen, sounds like the muffler's messed up. The radio looks fairly new. It's still got stickers on it. I don't think they've hooked that up. Blower motor does cut on and is blowing right now. The dash, I can show you the mileage, but I cannot stand behind it. Just because of the year of the car, it's a 68, I cannot stand behind it. Wipers, they work. Gas gauge needs a new gas gauge. Unfortunately, this one is completely full on gas and the needle is gone. Clock does not work. Temps up, oil pressure's up. What about that horn? Did y'all place your bets yet? Let's try it. Works good. There, that exhaust started making that noise after about halfway through the test drive. Okay. Motor's pretty quiet. Right. So what we're gonna do, give you some undercarriage shots now, and then we're gonna head on back to the car lot. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I post videos like this pretty much daily. I see some antifreeze dripping out the bottom here. There's no overflow tank on this one, and when we get the cars in, we top off all the antifreeze. That's where that's coming from, is the overflow. There's a little hose running down right there on this side. It's not overheating. It's just where we topped off the radiator when we first got it. Frame seems to be pretty solid. It hasn't been covered up. You see, it hasn't been painted or anything. Some surface rust on it, but I don't see anything eaten up. Okay. I appreciate y'all watching. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. I post videos almost every day. I try to, at least. MapleMotors.com has all of our inventory. We update every week, every Monday, with new cars. And that's also weather permitting. Right now it's been kind of crazy here. It's snowing one day and 70 the next, so we'll keep them coming as long as we can. I appreciate y'all watching. I have financing and shipping available and 100 detailed pictures at maplemotors.com. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching.